She says, my question is about race preference when it comes to dating and marriage. I have a few girlfriends who are not
like NASCAR
attracted. Yes,
or
Formula One?
Formula One?
Horse racing, yes.
Horse racing.
These girls are not attracted to their own race or culture. They prefer a specific race or culture for their potential husbands. I believe that the color of someone's skin, nationality, or culture as a preference is somewhat superficial. We are all single and in our mid-30s. Sometimes I want to tell them the reason they are not married yet is because they turn guys away or won't consider a guy because of his skin color. Just wanted to know from you guys, can this type of preference hinder or prolong a person from getting married?
Being picky absolutely will prolong you from me. But I don't have a problem with someone saying, I want to marry someone of a certain... You say, well, it's superficial. This might come as a shock to you, but the whole process is rather superficial.
Yeah.
Marriage, initially, is one of the most self-centered things anyone will ever do in their lives. I like the way you make me feel. It's all about you and what that person thinks it does for me and how
I like how tall
feel.
he is. I like how her butt
And when we
looks.
hold hands and, what a butt she has and, oh, my gosh. And the whole thing is based almost entirely, purely in selfishness, which is fine. But then once you say, I do, you got to start learning to let go. And that's the process. And that's why a lot of people are so miserable in their marriage. They get to a point they don't want to let go anymore. Listen, you need to learn to die to yourself as part of the... It's one of the most beautiful things about marriage is it really helps you live out your Christianity because you're supposed to die to yourself. And I always tell people there's no more perfect institution designed to kill you than marriage because you can't do it and be selfish. So you say, well, they're being selfish. Of course they're being selfish. Everybody is. You generally don't marry people that make you want to vomit. You generally don't date people that you can't stand and they smell. You don't like the way they're too short, they're too fat, they're too tall. They're really perfect, but they got a nose, 3 feet long. Most people don't pursue people they don't like. I don't care if they prefer someone who's black, orange, yellow. Obviously, most women in the world would prefer a Puerto Rican man. This is clear. Without question. All right. But so what? I don't think that's problematic. What is problematic is being so picky that they keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And your admonition to your friends that's why you're not married and you're going to stay this way if you don't quit. That's true.
Yes.
But I wouldn't get too hard on them. I would just say don't be so picky. I want a black guy and I don't want to marry a white guy. Okay. But depends on your options. For example, if you're in Alaska and you want to marry only a black guy, your chances are going to be pretty limited. If you're in Africa and you only want to marry a white guy, your options are fairly limited. You know what I'm saying? It's just life. Now, if that's what you want, I don't have a problem with that. Just don't be surprised if you don't always get what you want. But my main advice is, don't be so picky. Some people are, I always say, if you don't like something about someone, move on. On the other hand, I'm not saying perfection. Mm-hmm. Some people are so picky, they never get married because they always find, I don't like the way he scratches his nose. Really? Yep.